everyone, Sunset.2, welcome to another fabric mod overview, this time on Don't Drop It, a mod that simply adds in the ability for you to use two systems. One is a drop delay system, and the other is a favorite system. So the drop delay system pretty much has it so that when you want to drop something, instead of it just being, oh okay, you just drop it and it's fine, with the drop key you have, as you can see with the green there, it's taking a bit before it actually drops it, and I'll just let that cycle, and you can see obviously that it's dropping it constantly, but after a longer length of time, because there obviously is a delay. Now if you go to controls, you can also see a, where is it? There you go, a forcibly drop modifier. Well, while this isn't for the drop system, it has a delay obviously, it is useful for the favorite system, which we'll get into now. So the favorite system allows you to pretty much specify certain items that cannot be dropped while holding another modifier key, whilst the drop delay system pretty much just changes how dropping works, and the drop key now needs to be obviously held down for a certain amount of ticks. So if we just go to the config, which we'll need to probably cover, but I'll just cover everything from scratch in this config just in case. So you can obviously set the drop click override if you want to, for favorite items, or possibly select others. I don't know what the others are, unfortunately, and I can't get mod menu working, so I have to display configs this way, but my guess is if you were to change things in mod menu, you'd have a fair amount of options to choose from. So yeah, possibly even just being favorite items or anything or something else. You've got the drop delay, which you can enable or disable, so if you want it to be longer than 10 ticks, say for dropping something in that's important for, I don't know, I'm trying to think something in Fabric you can, I'd say maybe cauldron overhaul or something, where for example you put in ingredients in a cauldron, similar to how you obviously would on a brewing stand, and there'd be a delay between each time it's probably giving a nether wart, and then obviously those potions go out into maybe a system, and you've got it where it gives a blaze powder for the fuel, or some other ingredient for another potion, like water breathing or something, and you could do it something like that, where it's maybe you throw it when it's necessary, and it maybe cycles things out or whatever, I guess. I don't know if you could probably use this alongside a fake player sort of thing, where those could have a delay. I'm pretty sure it's only for players, but either way, if you want to, say, just drop something in on occasion with a delay for whatever reason, then you can tweak that to be longer or shorter, which 10 is obviously still quite short, and you can obviously enable or disable the system if you don't want to use it, and you prefer to obviously just use the mod for its favorite system, which we'll get into now. So, for setting up favorites, you can pretty much enable or disable it, of course, but in here you'd be specifying those things that are favorites, which, yet again, pretty much specifies things that you can't have dropped. So this is obviously useful for enchanted tools, or just tools in general, armor, maybe cobble blocks or something if you want to place them, but you want to use them for a bridge and you don't want to throw them out, or if you do still want to have it where you throw out your cobble, but you keep your other building materials, or you don't want to throw ores accidentally if you need to, say, sort out your inventory because there's a lot of cobble in it or something, or if you've got lava or something, or whatever's precious, then yeah, you can prevent that. So you'd put it in these brackets here. And there's also enchantments, I assume, to do with something for those that are bound to armor or tools, I guess? I'm not really too sure otherwise what they would have relation to, but my guess is just if it's an enchantment on a tool or armor. And it can also fit under favorites as well, I'd guess, unless it means something else. I just can't think what it is at the moment, but probably some other purpose maybe besides that, but that's my guess. And you've got tags to set additional things if you want to, I guess. I don't know if that's like MBT tags or some other aspects, but yeah. So, for example, if I can, I'll check if I can reload, and if I have to relaunch the game I will. But let's see, with favorites, we'll set up, say, I don't know, what can I put in my inventory? Just go to creative, for example, and say I've got a prized diamond pick, I guess. That's always a good enough thing. So this is my prized diamond pick. And we've got, say, my sword, which I've got sharpness on that I'm really happy with. And we'll just enchant that real quick. And we'll test the capabilities of those. So, unless it won't let me... Okay, so if it already has enchantment on it, it won't drop it. So that's what the enchantments part's for. Okay, that makes sense. So I can still drop this pick. Okay, maybe I can't. Okay, I can still drop... I have to hold it, that's why. Yep, so I can't if it's enchanted there. But if I wanted to prevent that... Actually, no, that's not what I wanted. So we'll go Minecraft pick. Not that I need to be outside the game, that was an accident. So there's that, and I assume I just put a comma next to it and go, say, I don't know, blackstone, or lava, or something like that, I guess. Probably, I don't know, but that's my guess. So we'll do a diamond pickaxe to keep with what we're going for. Here, to test it, we'll reload this save and then test, and then we'll relaunch and see if the config works from there, and if I'm actually missing something. So I can still do that. We'll reload, and that'll get the config, and I can still do it, it seems. Yes, okay, so there's that. Now I don't know if with tags you could probably also specify any picks or tools or other armor that you've maybe renamed. Say if I gave my pickaxe a cool name or something, then I could maybe do that. I don't know if that would probably be part of it. I assume it's probably more like the enchantments, NBT tagging, but yeah. So that seems to be the case there, but it hasn't reloaded, but I don't know. I probably could do it and it'll probably still not change anything, and I'm maybe just missing something here, but that's my guess of what it would be that you would specify. So we'll go with something that's simpler, like an apple maybe, like that, and we'll reload, and we'll test also with it having its technical name as well, with it being Minecraft such and such. So we can still throw that, okay, and we'll do its technical name, and it should probably still work, I assume. I don't know, I never know with names that have more in them. Nope. Okay, so I might be just missing something there, or I do have to relaunch. But otherwise though, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.